Welcome. Based on your quiz answers, your dominant soul pattern is the Overgiver Worthiness Pattern, which forms part of the Prostitution Wound. Now, firstly, I want to let you know that this isn't your personality. It isn't who you are. It is a protective pattern your soul and your nervous system have created to help you to receive love, approval, acceptance, and belonging. The prostitution wound is the wound of self-betrayal. It's the unconscious pattern of giving away parts of yourself in exchange for something you believe you need. Love, approval, validation, acceptance, safety, belonging. It can develop through experiences in this lifetime, through ancestral patterns where survival depended on self-sacrifice, through the Akashic records, where many souls carried memories of having to betray their truth, their gifts, their voice, or even their body in order to survive. Also past lives. So whether you believe in past lives or simply recognize this as a lifelong pattern, the imprint itself is very real. Over time, this creates a core distortion. Who I am isn't enough. I have to earn love. I have to prove my worth. If I simply be myself, I won't be enough. So your nervous system creates a survival code. I must betray parts of myself to receive love, approval, or belonging. That code isn't logical, it is protective. Your soul longs to live authentically, whilst your nervous system is doing everything that it can to keep you safe from rejection, abandonment, and loss. And this is where it starts to show up in everyday life. You may find it difficult to say no, even when you're exhausted. Or you put other people's needs before your own. You give more than you receive. You overextend yourself because you don't want to let anybody down. You avoid conflict by staying quiet about what you really want. You change who you are depending on who you are with. You stay in relationships, friendships, or jobs long after you've outgrown them. You ignore your intuition because you're afraid of disappointing someone. You consistently seek reassurance that you're doing enough. You feel guilty whenever you choose yourself. You feel responsible for other people's happiness. Or you believe that your value comes from what you do rather than who you are. Not because you're weak, not because you're lacking confidence, but because your nervous system believes self-sacrifice is how you stay loved. And although this pattern was created to help you feel loved, it also comes at a cost. Think about your own life for a moment. How many times have you said yes when you wanted to say no? How many dreams have you put on hold for someone else? How many times have you ignored your intuition to keep someone else happy? How many parts of yourself have you abandoned just to feel accepted? Yes, this pattern may have cost you your energy. It may have cost you your healthy boundaries. It may have cost you confidence, relationships, and opportunities. But I believe it has cost you something even greater, your relationship with yourself. Because every time you betray your truth, you move a little further away from the woman your soul came here to be. And this is the really beautiful part. There is nothing wrong with who you are. There is nothing wrong with your needs or anything wrong with choosing yourself. Your worth has never depended on how much you give or how much you achieve or depended on how much of yourself you sacrifice for others. The need to earn love isn't your truth. It is the pattern. You don't need to become someone different. You don't need to prove your value. You simply need to release the survival code that taught you your worth needs to be earned. Your soul is completely different. It says, I am already worthy. I honor myself without guilt. I no longer abandon myself to be loved. I choose relationships that honor my truth. I trust my needs. I receive love without sacrificing who I am, and my worth comes from who I am, not what I do. Now, I understand this because I lived it myself. I spent so much of my life believing my value came from what I could do for other people. I was always giving, always helping, always trying to make everyone else happy. I thought that if I loved enough, gave enough, worked enough, or sacrificed enough, I would finally feel worthy. But no matter how much I gave, it never filled the emptiness inside me, because the one person I kept abandoning was myself. And when I began working through these patterns in the Akashic records, everything started to change. That's why I created the Remember Your Worth healing journey. This journey isn't about changing who you are. It's about helping you to release the unconscious survival patterns that have taught you to betray yourself, so that you can finally remember the truth your soul has always known, that you were worthy from the very beginning. Based on your quiz results, this is the healing journey I recommend you begin with. If you're ready to stop giving yourself away in order to feel worthy, click the button below and begin your healing journey today, because you were never meant to spend this lifetime earning your worth. You were born worthy.